Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas.
Namaskar.
And we are talking about beauty of nature today. We are talking to beautiful couple. And when I say beauty, beauty is inside out also, and it is somewhere related to our appreciation of what is around us in a way, which adds to harmony in our perception. And I first take this opportunity of welcoming Dr. Nalini Juthani ji, and then I also have Dr. Virendra ji, both joining us. Namaste, welcome. So now, as they always say, ladies first, but today I'll make an exception in this case. Dr. Virendra, based on your experience in 2022, where you made conscious efforts to visit some places which offered you the view of beautiful nature. Talk to me what comes to your mind when you reflect on this year and the most beautiful place that you visited.
It comes to me, there are two places that comes. Somewhere in summer, we as a family took a vacation in Hamptons. And in Hamptons, it's on the seashore. So when we went there, and the beauty of the nature was very evident. Right on the seashore, there are seagulls just in the sand. And Nalini is so much fond of the pictures, and she was going closer and closer to the bunch of seagulls there, and they will walk backwards and forward, and you can see how in harmony they all walk together, and one leads to the other. And as soon as you go closer, they flew, all of them, and one follows the other. That tells the nature's law, how beautiful they harmonize, they go in together, and all of them are together. And so at the same time, on one day when there was a high tide, we saw the fury of the nature, the waves that came. I went in there thinking that I can withstand those waves. No sooner the wave came, I was tumbled down. Made me realize the fury of the nature as well. And
Absolutely. So let me come back to you and seek Naliniji's input on the similar scene or setting. Uh, and you have also, and we will also talk about how nature has its relationship with human mind. Compare your experience of being in a concrete jungle and the place that Virendra ji just mentioned, Nalini ji. How it creates overall impact on the way we feel.
So, Ashokji, nature carries me through its beauty and its fury into the deeper aspect of myself. And I find that I tend to take the nature with me through my photographs because I cannot let go of what I see, and then I go into a state of meditation. When Virenji says that I ran after the seagulls, many times I don't know I'm running. I'm just following them. And it has led me to think many times what we may have all heard, that nothing in the nature lives for itself. The rivers don't drink their own water. The trees don't eat their own fruits. The sun does not shine for itself, and the flower's fragrance is not for itself. Living for each other is the rule of nature. And so I will now let you take the second one and then give you all the different nature's aspects that has captured me.
I think what you said reminds us nature teaches us to be selfless. And if we keep on grabbing on what is the common principle which we hear from many people is that what is there in it for me, and that kind of mindset somewhere narrows down our ability to appreciate the beauty of nature. Um, Virendra, the uh, the limitation that we have as human beings on multiple levels, and the limitlessness that we have. So, talking about the limitation, many times there is a sense of inertia. There is there is a sense of laziness. So even if you can afford, you have time, but you don't have that inner motivation to take say the step of first of all finding where you can easily go, even if you have a weekend, you can probably in the close proximity of the vastness of the gift of nature. So how it works out in your case? Do you, for example, when the change of color in the leaves takes place, many people make it a point to go and sort of appreciate, admire. Many people just think and then the weather change, changes. So on that side, Virendraji, how have been your general take on this situation?
I would say we grew up in Mumbai, which is on Arabian seashore. While I was in medicine, I was studying medicine. I was in medical school and tried to think. We obviously have to remember a lot of things and recreate in our own mind. So I would study that, and then I will go on the seashore on Marine Drive, looking at the usually sunset. And at that time, we're looking at the waves of the ocean and trying to recollect whatever is it. The mind is so peaceful and so receptive to what you have done. So it's kind of a yoga in itself that you get engrossed in your own thoughts, go within you and start to think about what you have done and try to regurgitate. And I remember those things very well. So that was the beauty of sunset. And the nature is something, it is changing every second. If we go and try to see a movie or something, try to concentrate on something, we get bored pretty soon. You go in the nature, whether it is in the jungle or on the top of the mountain or the river edge or in the middle of the ocean, but it is changing all the time. So you never get tired looking at it. And that's what happens to me. I become absolutely meditated in meditation, and the mind becomes so receptive and fresh. You feel fresh, you are ready to go again.
Beautiful. So, I think if you have exposed yourself, experienced yourself, discovered your bonding with nature, then you automatically create time because that which is precious, as well as source of joy for you, you figure out a way to get in tune to that. Uh, Nalini ji, still I'll come to the logistic part of it. Do you uh, think it's a good idea to have some sort of a plan in mind that in this month I will go to this place? So as we are speaking, and every year people make plans, or you can make plan on any given day for the rest of the year, or whatever duration that you consider. So how it happens, it's a spontaneous decision that let's go there, or based on your experience, how would you describe?
I would say that since I love to plan, I would have the plan of going to go and see the tulips coming out in spring, because now the winter is going and we are ready to go and see all the colors. And the same way as the summer comes, developing that plan to go and see the gardens where all different colors that no artist can find to do. uh, I would plan to do that. And of course, when fall comes, Viren and I have this interest in going just for a ride to see the colors. And we have been doing it for 52 years, but it seems like every year it's something new. It is a different place, or it is a different way of looking at it, whichever it is. And so we do that. Now Viren also is gifted with doing things spontaneously, so we do go spontaneously as well. And one thing that we will never forget is in 2020, when everybody was staying at home because of COVID, we both ate our lunch and came out of the house and spent 2 to 3 hours in the parks. We discovered parks that existed in Westchester County, from where we come from, but we had never gone there. And just going there, hardly anybody there. You cannot come in contact with the virus. And it was so relaxing. And once again, coming back to the TV, looking at the numbers of how many people died today was kind of relieved.
So I think what you said is also inspiring. There would be some beautiful natural scenic locations near you. If let's say if we are talking about New York, I'll share some of the landmark places worth visiting, and some beautiful places that many of us, let's say those who have been in New York or have visited, may or may not have seen. So here is a slideshow just to appreciate what we are talking about. Uh,
Very
so
beautiful.
there is some silent music which you have while the sun is rising or there is sunset. I think I'm wrong. So in silence, nature speaks, and we find there is a sense of beauty within revealed to us when we are in tune to silence within. And for that, I think being in the close proximity of trees or mountains or just listening to the flow of river, and as earlier Virendra was mentioning about that being a meditative experience. So let us hear about few more places, and I've known that you visited many gardens, and I think this botanical garden in Queens also is your favorite place. So it is also quite inspiring to learn that you have been doing it for 52 years, and that tells us that when you love nature, it keeps you young. So, so 52 years is not a very long time, but not a very short time either. So talk to me, Nalini ji, about your love for the botanical garden that we have in Queens.
So we visit the botanical gardens, and we have visited in Queens as well. But since we live in Westchester, we have become a patron sponsor of the garden, which is called the New York Botanical Garden, and
Oh,
it's located in the Bronx. It's just an incredible place to be, and we love to sponsor, because this is how we can have this kind of beauty of nature with us for a long, long period of time. Outside our house, and we can see from our windows, we have a bird feeder, and it is an out of the world sight to see a cardinal come when the grounds are all covered with snow. and it is, they are the birds. So you we can see the nature in all different aspects, all different ways. And so I have learned to keep them with me through my artwork and through the photographs. And many of these photographs you may have seen already, but that's what I find, that even the fury of nature can also be caught, because there are famous artists who have done that. And one can see that nature comes in all different ways, and we can appreciate that, and it never ever remains the same. So
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, so basically, the one that I have painted is a tsunami in Japan, where the Great Wave is the name of the artwork, which comes and covers not only the boats and the boatmen, but also it covers the magnificent Mount Fiji. And it is just incredible that if we don't protect the earth, we don't protect the nature. And if we don't do that, we will not be surrounded by beauty all the time.
So we need to be proactive in being aware, first of all, that this is the beauty. So when we love it, then the desire and the commitment to work towards conserving it increases. And I think that way in America we have the good fortune of many state parks, and there are places which are officially protected, and there is no habitation. And I think that feel of the nature needs to be protected, and it is there. So what we are talking today is to consider visiting consciously some of these places. Like if you are a follower of some specific way of practicing religion and you go to the temple, so these are the natural temples which have the potential of uplifting our spirit. Talk to me about how it affects our mind if you consciously spend some time maybe on mountains or in park gardens, etc.
I think that one has to realize that we have a tremendous connection with nature. And the time when we speak to the trees or to even the house plants, we begin to see that there is a difference. And sometimes we think, oh, it's on my mind that is considering there is something, but in reality there is really a connection. The same thing is with the birds, and people have known that if you have birds and the birds see you every day, they will come up to your window looking for some food. Same thing is with any part of the nature. And I have found that I have talked to my patients as well, that if they would spend some time, they would find their mind at ease, and they would find that they can relax without medication.
The habit of taking pictures while you visit some natural beautiful place may be distracting. uh, how do you feel about this habit? And sometimes it is a compulsive habit with people, so they are actually not enjoying the nature, they are just indulging in that sort of addiction, if I use the word, of taking pictures. I'm also that kind of a culprit, but yeah, your views.
Very true, very true. Those who are interested, for them, it is the best thing that can happen. However, those who are observer and just want to enjoy the nature, if we are all photolunatic, go and try to do that, And if it interferes with those who are not interested in photography, it sure is a big headache. For us, those who are involved into it, that's the best thing that can happen to them. However, to the others, it may be a nuisance. It's something like in the plane when you are, somebody is talking a very important thing. However, the neighbor says, "What the heck is going on? Why is he or she is talking so loud?"
um, Taking picture or not taking picture is one side, but how it helps you when you probably find pictures that were taken at a particular place, maybe sunrise, sunset, waves, or seagulls, how that helps you later on to create that experience or importance of pictures.
So it is twofold. One, when I'm taking the picture comes very close to me and I see it in a zoomed way. I see every aspect of it that my naked eye cannot pick up. But once again, everything in life has to be balanced. That's my theory. So I saw, I enjoy. I look and I look around and then I take a picture. And I take a picture with my little iPhone camera. I do not have any long lenses that I have to keep changing and do all kinds of things. My picture taking skills are it takes 1 second per picture. And I move on. I move on. If there are people who ask me to take a picture, they are still standing, and I have already taken two pictures. So I am quick in that. However, what you are also saying is true that if you spend too much time, then you lose out. You don't see the picture, you don't see the nature, you don't see the beauty. But I'm very cognizant of that. And I nature comes first, picture comes next. However,
Absolutely.
I go back to my pictures all the time, all the time. And I find that once again I'm visiting the same place, I'm looking at the same beauty, and kind of reminisce over my experience at that moment. So it's not lost, it stays with me.
Wonderful. So good things should stay with us, and whatever helps us in retaining that feel of having felt good in tune to the beauty of nature. As we conclude, the idea of this conversation is aimed at thinking with you, and if I take the liberty of using the word inspiring you to be more aware of the beauty around you. And wherever you are, nature is beautiful. Look out of your window, whichever kind of trees you see. If you are not paying attention to them and you're only glued to your monitor of computer or cell phone, then it's a good idea to give yourself that gift of appreciating the nature around you. And as Nalini ji mentioned, if we plan in advance, it is always helpful. We can keep provision to go and admire that which is waiting for us. And as I conclude in the presence of learned Nalini ji and Virendra ji, I think as a human, there is so much richness that is given to us, and when we appreciate it, probably the one who has created would be happy that at least they are being benefited and are appreciating what I have created. So each day, as earlier Virendra ji mentioned, nature changes very fast. So if you get up early, you look at the sunrise, whatever vantage point you have, you'll see that the red colors. The red is not red actually. There are multiple kind of shades of red that you can see, and how swiftly and very fast it changes. Uh, it is only seeing is believing in that case. But again, pleasure and joy, and I also quickly add nature is always helpful in relating to our creative space. Whether you are a singer or a painter or a poet or whatever form of creativity, and creativity also unifies, and unity and beauty and harmony, everything goes together, and that also, Nalini ji, we all know, helps in making this world a better place with more people who are peaceful with peace in their heart. And they will not think about harming other people. So that's another benefit of loving nature. So thank you very much, Nalini ji and
Thank
Virendra ji, uh,
you.
for joining and
Thank you,
actually
Ashok.
inspiring me for this conversation. So
It's our
thanking
pleasure.
them. Yeah. Yeah. No, no, I'll have your last word. Yeah. Virendra ji.
No, I said it's our pleasure. Thank you very much. Really appreciate a good subject to explore.
Absolutely. And I think there are many, many good places worth exploring, and hope we will commit to do that and make that as one of our New Year resolution to be in close proximity with nature. This is Ashok Vyas with lots of wishes. Namaste.